Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to react to 40 random ridiculous geography facts. Now geography is a subject that I did enjoy at school. I didn't choose it for one of my options. Here in the UK from years 7 to 9 you have to do geography, but after that you choose which subjects to do at your GCSE, and I didn't choose geography. But it's fun just learning, different facts about countries and, areas and stuff like that. Like, maybe it's because I've gotten a bit older and I've got a bit more of an appreciation for it. That's probably it, to be fair, but I'm sure I'm going to enjoy this video and a lot of you guys will too. Let's do it.
There are many different aspects to geography, with the two main branches being human and physical. Human geography revolves more around human demographics, whereas physical is more to do with the forces of nature. Humans and our physical planet are in some ways mesmerizing. Some of the facts in today's video might well blow your socks off. So in this video we've got 40 completely random geography facts that are so ridiculous they almost don't seem true.
Let's see them.
Starting off with number 1. Although being middle-aged is a rough term, let's say about half of your country's average life expectancy, this would mean that the Central African Republic, who has the lowest life expectancy in the world, would see their middle age at around 27 years.
That's
Number 2.
Crazy.
You might have heard this one in one of our recent videos, but the Great Wall of China, you guessed it, China, stretches for a longer distance than the distance from London to Auckland, and then across to Sydney. It is also over 3 times longer than the world's longest river, the Nile. Number 3.
That's a real achievement that they were able to build something so big. I think you can see the Great Wall of China from space or something.
3. If Siberia was to remove itself from Russia and become its own individual nation, it would become the world's largest country by land size.
Wow.
Number 4. The Nordics, which are considered to be a very wealthy, highly developed region, has a total GDP of less than that of half of California's. Number 5. The average resident in Monaco is 37.7 years older than the average person from Niger, the world's youngest country by average age. Number 6. Switzerland, a country of less than 9 million people, has an economy size larger than that of Nigeria, Ethiopia and Algeria, who together have a population of around 350 million. Wow.
But I can speak personally for Nigeria. Like, I'm sure the economy would be vast if not for the just huge corruption, that takes place there. It's just, there is so much money in the natural resources, whether it's gold, oil, precious stones, that just doesn't make its way, into the official numbers.
Number 7. Japan's most southern point is closer to the equator than Dubai. I mean, this one is kind of clutching at straws, as Japan's most southern point is an uninhabited island located over 1,000 kilometers away from the mainland. Number 8. Jakarta, Indonesia is closer to Perth in Western Australia than Sydney, at 3,000 and 3,300 kilometers respectively. Number 9. Quite a straightforward and simple one, but it is pretty nuts. 7.2 billion people live in the Northern Hemisphere. Number 10. By city proper measurements, China is home to 15 of the 20 largest cities in the world by land area, with Chongqing being the largest at 82,400 kilometers squared. It is worth noting, however, that the way that China defines what a city's boundaries are is different to the rest of the world. Number 11. Over 70% of Kuwait's entire population lives in just one city, its capital, Kuwait City. This is the
It's gorgeous, man. That's so stunning.
Highest in the world, excluding city-states. Number 12. The lowest temperature ever recorded in the United States was minus 62 degrees Celsius. The highest was 56.7. That's a 118 degrees Celsius difference. Number 13. Nauru, the world's smallest country, is only 6 times larger than Central Park in New York City. Number 14. Africa as an entire continent has a GDP lower than that of the UK, a country with less than 70 million people versus around 1.4 billion.
Crazy.
Number 15. The Amazon rainforest is of course located in Brazil, so that's a lot of trees.
But again, a lot of that, the reason for that is the mismanagement. the mismanagement of the continent's abundant natural resources.
Right? Well, it's got nothing on Russia, who has more than double, at an estimated 302 and 642 billion respectively. Canada also has more trees than Brazil, around 16 billion more. Number 16.
Really?
At 1,864 people per kilometre squared, Bahrain is the world's most densely populated country. This is excluding city-states and autonomous regions. If we were to include those, then Macau of China would become the most densely populated at a ridiculous 20,800 people per kilometre squared.
Wow,
Number
that's
17.
dense.
Over a quarter of all humans on the planet right now are under the age of 15. That's around 2 billion people. Number 18.
I'd love to know what the the percentage for people that are over the age of 50, because I always hear that we have an aging population, like a really, really older population, it's quite skewed heavily in the over 50s.
Just 3% of the entire African population are over the age of 65, compared to 18% in Europe, the lowest and highest for any continent respectively. Number 19. The greatest distance between any 2 points in the United States is a mind-blowing 9,400 kilometers squared. From Kure Atoll, Hawaii to Log Point, Florida, as the crow flies. That's about the same distance from London to Bangkok. Number 20. The distance between the lowest lying capital city by sea level in the world and the highest is 3,668 meters. That is Baku, Azerbaijan, and La Paz of Bolivia respectively. For reference, 3,668 meters is about 43% of the height of Mount Everest. Number 21. Now this one is nice and simple, but always surprises people when I tell them. Rome, Barcelona, and Istanbul are all roughly the same latitude as New York City. Number 22. At 44.7 homicides per 100,000 people, Jamaica has the highest murder rate in the world. That was 1,323 murders in 2020. For reference, their population is less than 3 million. Number 23. More people live in Hong Kong at 7.6
Wow, what's going on in Jamaica? Jeez.
million people than in Western Australia and Mongolia combined, a region of around 4 million kilometers squared. Number 24. Greenland is home to the world's largest national park. It spans around 1 million kilometers squared. If this region was a country, it would be the 30th largest in the world. Number 25. The largest French-speaking city in the world in terms of population
Paris.
does not belong to France nor Canada, but in fact a Central African country. Kinshasa of the DR Congo is a megacity of around 17 million people. Number 26. Luxembourg is filthy rich. It boasts an estimated GDP per capita of around 127,000 US dollars. For reference, the USA, the world's richest country by GDP, has a GDP per capita of around 75,000.
Interesting spread. I was expecting more Scandinavian countries in here. Norway for sure, because they have a lot of oil. But I was expecting maybe Finland, maybe Switzerland. No, it's not Switzerland. Sweden, sorry. But there is Switzerland. But yeah, there's only one from that region.
Has a GDP per capita of around 75,000. Number 27. On the other hand, Burundi ranks as the poorest country on Earth according to the World Bank on GDP per capita, at just $293. That's 433 times poorer than the people of Luxembourg. Number 28. Kiribati, located in the Central Pacific Ocean, is the only country on Earth located in all 4 hemispheres. Number 29. There could be upwards of 2 million lakes in Canada. This is more than the rest of the world combined. Number 30. Speaking of lakes, the world's largest lake is actually the Caspian Sea, which is technically a lake even though its name doesn't suggest so. The Caspian...
Can someone explain what the difference is between a lake, a sea, an ocean? What are the characteristics that define each one and separate them? Like a river, a lake, a sea, an ocean. or a lagoon, you know, the different names.
Sea or lake spans 371,000 kilometers squared. This is actually 4.5 times larger than the second largest lake, Lake Superior, which isn't superior in this case, which of course is found in Canada. Number 31. Now, which country do you think has the most islands? It's got to be somewhere like Indonesia or the Philippines,
America.
right? Well, nope, it is actually a country to the naked eye, which looks like it has not many at all, if any. It is Sweden. Sweden has over 221,000 islands. Number 32. At just 2.1% of the adult population, Vietnam is the least obese country in the world. Nauru, on the other hand, is the world's most obese country, at a crazy 61% of the adult population.
60%! Holy smokes. I'd love to know what their life expectancy is like there. It's got to be pretty low.
Number 33. Now, if you've ever been to Dubai, you know just how ridiculously tall the Burj Khalifa is. It is the world's tallest building. I've been to the top and can confirm it is ridiculous how tall this thing is. Well, put 10 Burj Khalifas on top of each other and you have Mount Everest. This really just puts it into perspective as to how hard it really is to climb the world's tallest mountain. Number 34. Something really cool that I discovered recently is the term pole of inaccessibility. This, quite simply, is a given point in a region that is the furthest away from the ocean. Asia's pole of inaccessibility, for example, is located around here, in northwestern China, near the Kazakhstan border. Number 35. China and Russia both set the record for sharing the most land borders. This includes each other. China, however, just takes the win, as the total length of its land borders stretches around 2,000 kilometers more than Russia's. Number 36. Excluding the countries which have no forest whatsoever, Oman is the world's least forested country, at just 0.01% of its land. Number 37. The distance between Asia's most western and eastern point is over 8,000 kilometers. That is Cape Baba in Turkey and Big Diomede in very eastern Russia. Number 38. So I think we can all agree, most of the world's highest ranking countries for the Peace Index are some of the richest, most well-developed in the world, right? Well, not in the case of the USA. They rank as the 129th most peaceful country in the world.
Wow.
Number 39.
Based on what though? Like, what goes into that calculation?
Now, I absolutely love this fact.
I'm guessing the number of conflicts, you know, per decade, I guess, that the country's involved in.
France's longest border is Brazil, as French Guiana shares a 730 kilometer long border with South America's largest country. For mainland France, it would be Spain at 623 kilometers. And finally, number 40. If you were to equally distribute the entire estimated economy of Earth, that's 96 trillion US dollars, between the entire human race, that's around 8 billion, each person would be worth around 12,000 US dollars. As Africa's current GDP per capita is around $2,000, this would instantly make the continent 6 times richer. So there we have it, 40.
As soon as I'm done recording this video, I'm going to look into the Peace Index and, you know, what goes into calculating that number. Because, yeah, to see the US like in 124th position in any kind of list is quite shocking. So, yeah, definitely going to look into that. I love that video. So interesting. So many interesting facts. Because I've been to the top of the Burj Khalifa. And honestly, you're looking down at the clouds. It's insane how high it is. It really, really, really is. And to think that, you know, Everest is more than 10 times the height. And, you know, to climb that thing, it really puts it into perspective for me. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.